Hi everyone, it's Raybo, and tonight we're going to look at Pra's new settlement location called Waushakum Pond Settlement. I'm going to call it Pra's Pond. It's an outstanding settlement mod. I've probably tested this mod more thoroughly than any other settlement mod I've ever reviewed. So great job there. I can't give kudos enough for him. This is an excellent location. It's been loads of fun. I've tested it in the vanilla system and the Conqueror raid system, and it just works flawlessly. Now, this is one of those mods and a settlement location that I picked for my 500 mods plus videos, and I'm trying to pick some of the best mods that are complement sim settlements and show everyone in the community how well they play in a very heavily modded game, and this is definitely on that list. It's going to be a keeper for as long as I'm playing Fallout 4. This is a very unique location. It's out of bounds. So it's not like other settlements. So this is a very unique mod. Now, what has happened here, because I want to spotlight his outstanding settlement mod, I've kind of gotten, I won't say derailed, but I also wanted to do another piece with this and showing the compatibility with sim settlements. I wanted to do a raid. Now, in order to do that raid, I had to have a outpost because I want to make this a vassal, and I've chosen to use Roadside Pines. It was already installed in my game, and this is by Nihir, another just outstanding mod. And folks, you'll see it in game, and I think you'll agree with me that it's a pretty good complement to this setup. Now, being it's part of the 500 mod series, I just wanted to say that, of course, the first thing I did was open it up in Fallout 4 Edit. I'm going to talk about this every single time I do one of these video series, and I opened up everything in this mod, and I looked at every drop down to see, if there was anything that concerned me, and it was absolutely perfect. So even though he talks about this on his mod page with a compatibility, I did not see any problems with my 500 mods, so that's a very good thing. The next thing I'm going to say is that here's the faction pack that I'm using, and the author is gone to OCS right now, so I'm really looking forward to when he comes back, and it's done an excellent job with this 500 mod load. And it's just a pure joy using in game. The other thing I want to say here is I had a little confusion because I'm going to talk about this in a second, but Kinggath is running a bunch of videos on the raid mechanics, and between Pra, Yakasan, and XV here, they're kind of our sim settlements experts on custom mod locations. And being that XV is so helpful, I had to ask him a question, and what ended up happening was I was trying to initiate the raid from farther away, so Pra's vassal wouldn't show up on my raid mechanic. Well, all I needed to do was start the raid at a closer settlement, from an outpost that was closer to the vassal, and everything worked perfectly. So I really appreciate that insight there. The next things I want to talk about, I have a number of sim settlements videos highlighted here, and they're going to be in the notes of the mod review here. But what I wanted to say is these particular ones I think are essential if you're going to watch what I'm doing in game. All these videos will come into play, and it touches all of them. So if you're interested in these, it looks fun to you, and you're interested in these raid mechanics and sim settlements and And I strongly recommend that you go to Kinggath's video page and start looking at some of these videos. The ones that I think could directly apply, like I said, I'm going to put in the notes of the video. And let's see, what else do I need to do before we go in game here? I think that's pretty much... Oh, I know what I wanted to say. The other thing I wanted to talk about, being this is also kind of a how-to video. What I wanted to show everyone is just how unique this raid mechanic is to Fallout 4. The first thing I noticed as I was kind of testing for this video is if I restarted the raid from the beginning, I got 2 different spawn points for my raid. One was over here on the side of this hill, and the other one was farther down in this area. And I thought that was very unique, given that it was a custom settlement. So I don't know how that works, but boy, that was pretty cool. And I didn't particularly like the raid location here, but when I went back and restarted the entire raid at Roadside Pines, it set the new spawn point here. So that's the one I'm going to try to use tonight. And the reason why I'm choosing this is a hill, and all the raiders are right here. So what I want to do is meet my raiding party here, take them up this hill, and have them snipe as I aggro the raiders. And what they've done in the test video is they've ran around the whole length of the pond, and so my Minutemen were able to shoot down on them the whole way. And then they died a brutal death here because my Minutemen started throwing grenades at them. And that's one of the mechanics that I wanted to show you guys, that what Kinggath has done here allows you to add an element of strategy to the game that was previously unavailable. And so I hope you guys enjoy that, and hope to see you in game. Thank you for watching. Oh, Crime and Punishment is adding Settlers the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
And so now we're at Roadside Pines. You can see my 2 personal guards here, the ones with the green icons. And of course I have Heather, Dogmeat, Ida, and Harley, which is from Depravity, with me. And we're going to go up here and set up a raid to Waushakum Pond, Pause Pond. And I'm going to start right here and make another save just in case things don't go well. And actually I need to do it this way. I get a lot of saves when I'm doing these videos and testing mods. So we're going to go in here and set up a raid. Now there's a couple things here. This outpost is in close proximity to the Waushakum Pond. That'll allow it to show up on the raid board when you're setting it up. Sometimes if you're trying to set up a raid from too far away, at least in my game, the potential vassal won't show up. So you kind of have to progressively, it appears, assault further into territory and claim it as an outpost before you can claim, the surrounding vassals, which makes sense. And that's what XV helped me with in understanding, because I thought I had a problem with my game. So anyway, we're going to I have a ton of attackers ready to go. Now, I already have 2 personal guards, so that means I can only add 13, because the max is 15. So I want to establish a vassal at Waushakum. That's Pros Pond. And I'm just going to let the game do its thing. I have 504 mods, so sometimes some of the scripting and the menus take a little bit of time. And I'm going to go with 10 here. Special units. I have a couple bounty hunters that really plussed up in their gear. So I want to get those two guys. Okay, so that's 12, 13, 14. So I can probably add one more. And I'm going to go with one contractor. Maybe I can make him the provisioner if he survives. Alright. So I'm going to return to my TAC menu. I'm going to click Start Assault. And that's how you set up a raid.
New mission objective.
That's what I'm waiting for. When you look for an outpost, this is such a great mod and a great location. I've always loved this particular mod by Nihir, and there's plenty of space in this building down here to put some plots. I've cleaned it up a little bit and added a floor, and so there's plenty of internal plots in here. So that's the next thing. Now that the attack is set up, what you need to do is go in here and go to your data, put that there, and let's see how it looks on the, and that's exactly what I wanted to have happen. So I have a bunch of videos where the spawn point is over here. This is exactly where I wanted it to spawn this time. So it's going back and forth. If you reset the raid from the beginning, and that's, you know, make a controlled save before you go to the war planner's desk, you can do a number of restarts of the raid, and you might get a slightly more advantageous location. In this case, it was giving me a raid start location over here, which wasn't the side I would prefer to assault the raiders on. This one is a much better location, so we're going to go with this. And I'm definitely going to make a controlled save here, because we'll probably I'll probably be using this after I'm done with the video, because this is kind of a fun assault, and I'm not perfect by any means on these assault mechanics, so I'd like to play with one that I really enjoy and I kind of understand what's going on with it, and play it through a few times and see if I can get better at it. So let's see if we can fast travel there. Nope, you cannot fast travel there, so we're going to be hoofing it. And so I'll end up speeding up this video at some point, because of course the very first thing I'm going to find is this Deathclaw I've never got around to killing. And I have enough companions here that with enough gunpowder that we should make pretty short work of these guys. The main thing that I want to do here is not kill my two guards that I'm nursing through the game, and I have them set it as mortal. What I may do for the sake of the video is show you guys another feature inside of the MCM. Now, when I said that, the first thing I want to show you is personal guards. Right now they're mortal. For the sake of this attack, I'm going to turn that off. And then also for the this is usually set to off. I'm going to be honest, you know, I've never met a city plan that I didn't want to change. So what this allows you to do is, the Vassals are kind of designed for hands-off play. So Kinggath has this set by default to off, or at least That's what I think he said in one of his videos, and the way it was in my game. I like turning it on because I like changing everything about the settlement. Now, this being, you know, Pra's settlement that I've added mid-game, so what didn't go through the pre-build process in the vault. There's no city plan. There's no there wasn't a faction there set up. There will be a faction there now. So I'll be doing a lot of building there, so that's why I have this on. Several reasons why I have it on. And we're going to turn off combat stalkers. And I'm not saying by any means that combat stalkers is conflicting. In fact, it's working quite well. I'm just saying that it picks the most inopportune time to decide to spawn right before when you're getting ready to do an assault, and kind of sabotages things. So we're gonna make sure that bad boy's off. Well, you see, there goes the combat stalkers right there with that behemoth. So I'll just let them deal with the... Let them deal with that. You see, it says they're no longer stalking. So it doesn't look like I gave my... Even though I turned off combat stalkers, it looked like they were already so close that it wasn't going to make any difference. But fortunately, that behemoth down there took care of them for me, so...
Thanks for your help.
Now, this is actually... The startup team, I mean the assault team, is right ahead of me. And right there on the top of the hill, that ridge line right there, is the Waushakum Pond. And what I'm calling Pra's Pond. And I want to kind of go up there to the right and tell these guys to follow me. Maybe I can get up that way, so... Uh-oh. Alright, so there goes the one guy's a little anxious. And we're going to go over here. And they may have to teleport me. We're getting kind of close to, you know, Pra's done an excellent job making this out-of-bounds settlement. But you take it too far, and your NPCs might not want to travel here.
I like it.
So we're going to get up here and see if we can make mince meat out of these guys a little bit before things get too out of hand. And actually, what I want to do is get up here, right here. Here we go. Oop. I also want to get up here so I can toss a couple grenades. Ooh. Somehow. That's what snipers do. Alright. Let's give these guys a hand here.
Mission objective completed.
All right. There should be a... All right, so now it says I can use the workshop here. And hopefully we'll have a few Minutemen left. Now what I like doing... There's one of my... Alright. So now it just switched over to the Conqueror mechanics. And what I'm going to do is hit my hotkey.
Over here.
And there's my two guards. So those are the two that I'm nursing through this playthrough so they can get to a legendary rank and get a name, and then we'll see where Kinggath is with his madness and his patches. And all right, everyone, we finished the raid. We're getting to the point in the video here where I get to gush over the settlement here, and then I get to loot all the bodies that'll be floating from that end to this end of the pond. And what I have to say here is why I did the video this way is I wanted to show I wanted to show the versatility of this mod. Like I said, it has 504 mods in this game. I installed it mid-game. It worked with every mechanic I could throw at it, from Outposts and Vassals, all the way back to the vanilla. You're going to see here in a second that if I let this video run long enough, that those additional settlers that Conqueror added are going to start building. You can already see the scaffolding go up. We can come down here and pause things that he made as part of the settlement are going to be working just fine. I've already modified when I first came here the outhouse a little bit, and I added some things here to make it look a little more to my taste. But and here's one of the settlers that I had added earlier, and it's spawnable unique Minuteman settlers, which I'm gonna do another video on and show you folks how to get those guys. And they're different than the Conqueror ones. And as soon as I can find my Minutemen here, one of the reasons why I wanted to have some survivability on this is I want to send a lot of these Minutemen to other locations, and I also want to make some of them guards here. I already have several plots for that. Now, when we look at the beauty of this location that Pra picked, I mean, guys, when I was testing it earlier, I put a couple different mods in, and like Velt and Borealis, and added Commonwealth confers and some other tree mods. And I'm saying that the versatility of this mod, and if you have the right LOD for those different mods, some of them you need LOD files for, is just absolutely amazing. It looks very good here in my game, but you can make it look just unbelievable. Yeah, there's one of my guards that is already picked up. So what happens is, you see the roll, it's the R key on the keyboard. I can switch this person's role, so this one's already assigned itself to Waushakum Pond as a role as a guard. And I'm going to keep a couple of these because this will help the control of the settlement. And I've mentioned that in some of the videos. This settler here was added by the Conqueror mechanic. Here's Pra's elevator one. It looks like another settler has picked that as his plot. And we'll kind of walk around here, and then we'll do this is Hewitt's power plot, and I always forget how to get this where I want to place this, so we're going to put it like that. And we'll see if this makes a difference here. And here's some more Minutemen. So let's reassign some of them, because as we're, and I'll finish it up with showing you guys the plot. Looks like one of them died, so I'll get to make a grave. So this one's still assigned as a warrior.
Yeah. Sorry. What?
Warrior. Warrior. So this bounty hunter, what I want to do is have him patrol. So his outpost is Mystic Pines. I'm going to change his outpost to Roadside Pines Motel. And I'm going to hit the key again. Actually, I'm going to wait till he can reset. This one's as a warrior. And let's see if I can do this guy.
How are you
Okay,
doing?
so now I can change his role. It changed to worker. So I'm going to change his outpost. His outpost here is the Roadside Pines, so I'm going to change his role to patrol. And this is where I want him to go to. So he's set up. These are vassal locations. And actually this is Mystic Pines is an outpost. But I want him to patrol the pond here, so he's going to now be patrolling.
Excuse me.
And this guy was kind of cute, so I'll have her become a guard. Actually,
Excuse me.
so now she's going to be here. I'm going to change this one. Okay, she's at Roadside Pines. I want to redo that. Change outpost. And I definitely need someone at Taffington Boathouse, so I'm going to send her there. And this one, I want to change her. And I know she's you see with these tabs I put on their uniforms, I've redone their uniforms, so I know they're plussed up a little bit. I send her to Breakheart Banks.
Pardon me.
So that looks good there. So before it gets dark here, let's go ahead and take a look at these borders. And Pra's done a real good job. I haven't seen really any settlement location where someone's done such a good job on defining the borders on such uneven terrain. And I'm kind of really excited to get building here, given some of this interesting terrain. I definitely have a plan. My guard's following me. I definitely plan to add some unique things here. I better press the F5 key here so I don't time out. But everyone, I'm telling you, this is a very good mod with a very unique and strategic building location, and I highly recommend it. This is going to be just a ton of fun, and it has a lot of uniqueness with depending on what mod you use. It takes, from what I've seen, it takes a lot of technical competence to pull something like this off and throw this many mechanics at it. And all I'm going to say here in kind of closing is, you know, when I look at for mods to add to a mid-game and a 500 mod game, mods by Pra, XV, Yakasan, Nihir are pretty much my go-to mods. There's a couple others out there that I really like, but they're not prolific authors by any means as far as settlement goes. And these guys just repeatedly put out, you know, from a technical competence and great locations, what I consider the best settlement mods, modded settlement mods out there. And given that Kinggath is continually improving these raid mechanics and the commands with these assaults and adding these guards in, at least for me, the future of my game will be more based on these Conqueror mechanics. So it's really important for me to identify these settlements that are very Conqueror and Sim settlements compatible, because how I'm going to be managing my settlements in the future, as long as I play this game, is going to be more in line with the Conqueror mechanic than the vanilla mechanic. Wonderful little mod. I can't express enough appreciation. Here's my other custom settler. And hope you guys enjoy, and see you next time.